Hey, it's Arlen Schweiger, editor of CE Pro, and I'm here with Clint Childress, director of residential markets for Draper, and we're going to talk about the red hot motorized shades market. Clint, thank you so much for joining CE Pro to talk about this.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
So, Clint, just to start us off, can you talk about some of the latest solutions from Draper at Home and some of the key feature sets that they have?
Yeah, so we have a lot of new products that we're coming out with and have been coming out with over the past about 10 months now. We have our decorative brackets, flex style is what we call those particular brackets, which offer a nice decorative open roll solution. We have the new gabled bottom up shade, which is we have had bottom up shades, but now we have one that can fit those sloped A-frame type of conditions where the glazing and the roof line are parallel, so you can't do a horizontal shade. You're gonna have to come from the bottom up because the might be a right triangle window or a window with the sides vertical but a sloped top. And we have the new gable bottom up, which enables us to have a flexible hem bar, completely retracted. It's one of those great solutions when you walk into those conditions, you're right away. It's okay. What am I going to do to shade that? Well, now we have a solution. It's not a custom solution; it's the standard solution. So standard lead times, cost, all that come into play here, making a much better product. And then we've also taken some old things and polished them up and said, hey, this is more for the residential market too, and getting out there and promoting it because we've had it in our lineup, but we've haven't promoted it as much as a residential solution, such as our new Aerolift or our new Airlift, I should say, our Airlift now with the new promotion aspect to it, but the Aerolift product for projector lifts. So we've been able to take that product because of the small footprint, small stack that it takes up. It fits between standard joist spacing. Excellent residential solution.
Right, and we know that certainly Draper has a big heritage on both the commercial and residential sides. You guys are looking more to really push the branding of the Draper at Home on the residential side. And I think that was basically all over CEDIA Expo this year. You guys had a booth inside, you were outside at the Destination Outdoor space. Clint, how were those conversations with the dealers that you had in Denver this year at the Expo?
Yeah, it was a great show for us. And it was, as you mentioned, running between two locations. We put a lot of the interior shading systems and AV systems in our indoor booth and the outdoor shading systems in the outdoor booth. That indoor booth showed all those new products that I just mentioned, but also some of the stuff to come. The new projection screen, fixed screen we have, as well as new manual operator, which I know a lot of people want to sell motorization. They always kept saying, boy, I don't sell many manuals. And then they would see that and they're like, well, yeah, I certainly have applications for this. So it was always a fun conversation to say, well, great, this fits in our new decorative flex style brackets as well. So now you can have that seamless look of battery or high voltage or low voltage shades in the decorative brackets and all those spaces where they want motorization. But you don't have to leave money on the table either. You're able to sell them manuals where they want manuals as well and have that consistent aesthetic throughout the home. And so it was great being able to have those conversations in that particular space. And then when you went outdoors, it changed the conversation because when you have interior product inside and you're talking about look how durable it is, look at how these features work with the sun, it's always a tougher conversation to have when you're actually outside and people feel that sunlight coming, especially in those afternoon hours. They can stand behind the shade and really see the difference that exterior shading made. Really be able to push on it and feel how it was durable for the weather, and it got people seeing and experiencing the product in its natural environment. And that was a great location to have it. And we worked with a couple other people out there as well. And it was I think a great experience for people to go outside, see outside products, and get thinking about shading a little bit differently. Because I think most of this market thinks really interior, and there's a whole world outside the home.
Right, and I could say for myself, I want to say I got out there maybe around 5 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, and it was just sun glare all over that place. It was really sunny out that day. And I know I took comfort at your booth. That way I can get a little bit of shade myself there. Um, I imagine that the outdoor space, it was something that, like you said, a lot of dealers hadn't really thought about before, and a lot of applications they might not have had before. So when it comes to what is really driving the R&D and the product engineering for Draper at Home these days, can you go elaborate a little bit more on some of those key trends, applications, and even various markets that are basically fueling that development?
Yeah, well, we certainly have a lot of development on some new motorization for the interior, more uh, type PoE with Somfy. You saw everybody saw their systems there. Working on solutions like that. Also working on some more track systems, offering more niche fill-ins for the inside. So you're able to say yes to as much as you can inside the home, right? That's what we want to make sure we're providing integrators the ability to do. Walk into that home and make the world as large as possible to their customers on the solutions they can provide. And this has been an interesting trend over the years. I think this market was more of the home theater, and then it went to the smart home, and now with the exterior, we're trying to see let's make it an integrated property, right? So let's just keep making the world larger. You're not defined by the room. You're not defined by the home anymore. Let's keep it after the whole property and make it an integrated property. And what can you provide outside? You saw a lot of great things at Destination Outdoors with some of the other partners there with some LED structures and lighting and sound, and then our shading systems. And we certainly have a lot more shading system opportunities we're in the works on developing. People saw some unique partner products that we had there that we're working with from European partners to bring some solutions they probably haven't ever seen before in the United States. So that's some of the things that Draper is a large manufacturer of shading systems. We've done some really unique projects on the commercial side, and now we're bringing those partnerships, those unique solutions to the residential market and the Draper at home business in a way that I think is unique to us.
Yeah, it looks like along with some of the other thinking out there among manufacturers, especially shade manufacturers, that you're really helping integrators kind of expand the zones of living area, right? You're helping with bringing the outdoor space, kind of continuing that indoor installation outdoors. Is that some of what the thinking is behind it, where they can, maybe take even like a pergola and add some, interesting aspects to that, or different things like around outdoor living, outdoor furniture spaces, and, really cover those opportunities?
Yeah, exactly. So think about it this way is you're out there on that back patio and the customer says, okay, I want TV, speaker, and they invest 30, $40,000 in that outdoor living space with just them, let alone all the furniture and everything else they bring in. And depending on where you're at, uh, maybe you can use that well, with the weather 5, 6 months out of the year, comfortably. And those 5 or 6 months out of the year, you're going to have rainy days, you're going to have windy days, you're going to have days where the mosquitoes are bad, you're going to have uh, sunlight coming in at low angles, just making it unusable to watch TV or enjoy that space. So then really how much was that investment really worth in being used? Well, this is where the outdoor shading comes in because now you can bring that down. And as you mentioned, bringing the indoors out, you can now develop that area, bring in the shading, and especially with the Zip Shade product, protect against wind, rain, bugs, solar control, and all that. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive being out there and seeing all that. And like you said, especially in the environment where they're already outside and they're looking at screens to put in, they're looking at audio, lighting, and those kind of things. So I think having shades is, another carrot for integrators to dangle out for their customers. Uh, kind of in addition to what you were discussing with dealers at the CEDIA Expo, what are some of the things that Draper at Home has on the docket for them when it comes to education, training, sales and marketing help, uh, those kind of things, any kind of support that you're providing for your dealers?
Yeah, so we have a sales force, a regional manager sales force. We have an inside sales force, and we're doing trainings. And a lot of these are right now team type of training, explaining all the different products that we have. We also have rep firms in the CEDIA market that are doing trainings, in-person trainings, and our people are doing in-person trainings as well. So there's a lot of different ways, whether it's a Teams meeting over a video call or an in-person training. We're looking to offer more trainings back here too. We're adding 100,000 square feet to our facility currently. That's about ready to wrap up, and we'll be able to start introducing some location trainings here in the near future as well. So a lot of things going on. Reach out to your Draper regional manager. We have those on our website, and you can find out all the different training options available.
Yeah, that's really exciting about the facility expansion. And plus, where you guys are, it's such a centralized location. Obviously, being in Spiceland, Indiana, pretty close to Indianapolis, where certainly everyone's familiar with who's gone to CEDIA Expos out there or visited CEDIA headquarters and all that. So that's really exciting to hear about, Clint. One thing I wanted to ask you, sort of to wrap up the conversation, is clearly we are hoping that our readers uh, can optimize all the revenue that they can on a project. You know, where's Draper at Home seeing any opportunities or uh, anything with design partnerships, things like that, where, they might be leaving money on the table when it comes to even getting a project or finding out about a project. And then within the actual job itself, are there places where they can, continue that conversation even more and bring shades in where they might not have been doing so beforehand?
Yeah, certainly. I think, as mentioned earlier, that sort of take a look at and become more of an integrated property type of look at because there's a lot of exterior shading opportunities, but then it's also taking advantage of our full catalog, the projection screens, projector lifts, as well as the shading, because you can package things up together. Um, we work with a lot of people to do that, to make sure that they have a strong package and are able to make a little bit better margin on that when we're packaging things together, but also make sure that you're offering as much as you can. You're not just looking at the room, the house, but the whole property when it comes to what are the shading opportunities out there.
And do dealers know enough about the various types, all the fabric choices out there, all the colors that Draper at Home does? I know everything, every year at the booth, there's like the color of the year, I think from Sherwin-Williams that you guys show off that, you're able to put into those custom products. Uh, do dealers still need a bit more education when it comes to all that's available to them?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think we've had to do a better job of sampling. So we've really stepped up and have several new sample aspects we're providing. A couple of them are in the works, and we'll be launching a whole new fabric series to help people guide through fabric selection and color selection. Full new fabric series that's coming out at the end of November. We have bracket samples, exterior box samples, a whole offering of samples that we have available that we've designed for this Draper at Home residential market that we're trying to make sure everybody knows they're out there, they're available. They should make your life easier in being able to show that product well to the customer to make sure you improve the opportunity to close the sale.
Sure. Well, all that is sounds like it's music to integrators' ears. So, with that, Clint Childress, Director of Residential Markets for Draper, again, thank you so much for taking the time to really go in depth on your solutions as well as the possibilities out there for integrators. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Arlen.